All right, we're going to do a quick game recap. This is just our daily game that we play. Um, and yeah, we're going to do a quick recap because I got to get to work. So, E4, C5, we are again working on the Sicilian. Dragon. Okay, this is all kind of known. Oh, no, we're going for the open Sicilian. Cool. This one isn't as known. I don't see people taking as much. I think this is just not the greatest. It's probably just fine though. But now I am out, and this is I don't. And here's the problem with like knowing the names of openings is I don't know if this is still the boulder attack or not. But I do try to blunt the bishop. Also, because I know in these situations, I hate this, and I'm like, ugh. I was worried about if they come out, and so this like took a little bit of a second to think about, right? If I come out to f6, they could push, and I didn't necessarily like that. I also, at this point, wanted to get my knight out, and I already had a spot that it could go. It is a little hemmed in right now, but it is protecting this future pawn push. Castles. I was thinking of maybe at this point now I'm wanting to develop my queen. Get my queen off the back rank, but I'm struggling because not struggling, but I can't see a good spot for it. So this is taken. This is fine. It's just not doing a lot, and it can be easily kind of attacked in like 2 moves, and I didn't necessarily want that too much. So eventually I decided that I can actually make this pawn push because of the 2 pawnies here. I have 5 attackers with 4 defenders. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second. I miscounted. That's funny. Well, here's the problem. 2 of their defenders are pieces, and nobody's gonna want to like take. So move takes. Nobody's gonna want to take that with a piece. Nobody. Nobody. But, and here's the thing that I enjoyed kind of about the dragon is this square is already covered. So now it's covered twice. So when they inevitably takes, you don't know who in their right mind wants to take back here, right? Nobody, because you're gonna get a piece gone. Actually, no, they would take back, take back. There's more defenders than there are, or there's more attackers than there are defenders. Basically, back here, before the pawn push, it was d5, e takes d5, c takes d5, bishop takes d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, and then that's it, because if queen takes d5, queen's going to take d5. It's defended one more time, then it is attacked. So this pawn push works in my mind. That's what I looked at. Okay, so takes, and then they back off, and unfortunately, there's a fork here. And you can't take it, right? Takes. You lose a piece. You can't take back with your queen. So they go this way, and here I thought for a minute. Not too long, but like a minute. Mind you, at this point, the reason I'm so far down on time was somebody came to my door. That's why there's no live video, because I actually recorded one. They got hit with this fork. And so the 2 lines that I'm calculating, and I need to do better, is pawn takes knight, queen takes queen, rook takes queen, bishop takes bishop, and then old boy returns. The problem my opponent has is you have to, this is like not super, this is just a loss of a piece, right? And then this bishop h6 is simplification. If I want to keep the queens on the board, I probably could have taken the dark squared bishop, queen takes back probably, and then takes, oh boy, takes here. I could have did that, but I saw that just taking the knight is going to be enough of a simplification because queen takes, rook takes. Now the bishop's no longer pinned, so you have to take. I take back, and now they have double isolated pawns. And so, what's my goal now? Finish development. Okay, this one I wasn't super sure. I didn't want them to start trying to contest open files. Granted, there's no good open file for them to contest. If they came here, I probably would have just moved to do something, right? Maybe came to the C file to attack this weak pawn, because if they do something then goofy, I can take and win another pawn. Not that the pawn really matters. They entomb their bishop. Didn't super understand this one. And so now I'm thinking again, rooks on the second are really strong. There's also the idea here that if I can come up, I can just trap their bishop. I figured just let's go ahead and do that. And then now this is the work. I basically have two pieces. If I can get here, which I wasn't super looking to, I didn't really even think about it in the game. If I can get here, I can just trade off, right? And then it would be kind of frustrating, but this is there's no way this is good. There's no way. So now I put my rook on the second. They create a left square. Cool. Doubling rooks. I don't want to start bringing my stuff in just yet because I figured I wasn't fast enough. Like this knight move, which is what I was looking at, I didn't think was great. I would rather own this open file first. So they move their king, and then here I kind of belatedly saw that I can just add a second attacker to this regardless. And so I don't have to do the maneuver, but I did see, so this is what I thought would happen to begin with. But now the fact that I have another piece is really showing its worth because you can't do nothing there. I was going to take with this anyway, to be perfectly honest. And then here I thought if they take, I simplify with the knight. And instead of taking here and then leaving a anyway, instead I thought this could be better to simplify. They did not. They decided to push their pawn. I thought this was interesting. This is one of those where like it created a problem for me to solve. But the reason I didn't do anything, right? They could take, I take back. They could come here. And now we actually do have an issue. We still don't have an issue, right? Come here. Push maybe, and then I just blockade it. And the fact that you don't have enough pieces means that it's... So I thought this was tricky, not game-winning by any stretch. Also, if they push it again, I can just come back with my rook and take it. I did decide to add a bit more of a problem here. I almost got myself in trouble. I really just need to go with my plan, right? What's the easiest thing to do here? I just take the pass pawn. They take back with their rook. I'm now good. We're here. We're gonna come here and take this pawn, and then we have a passed pawn. I decide to try and be tricky and greedily gobby up another pawn, push him forward, and then here I realize I have a fork. Okay. The problem with the fork, though, is this knight was doing a very, very important job of protecting these two squares. Better option could have been to also, let's throw this out there, do this tricky move and then still take this. Because now there's no pass pawn. Your pawns are isolated. Instead, I see fork, I do fork. And now I'm like, oh, crap. I have to move my knight. Dang it. And if I take, let's see, what was it? Takes. Oh, never mind. This isn't bad at all. For some reason, I got it into my head that if I take, then they can somehow make it to where I can no longer catch the pawn. So it was like, take, I don't know, and then take, and then for some reason, it wouldn't have worked. I think maybe it was like takes, and then they take. No. Eventually, I realized I just had to like calm down for a second, probably, because this was a move I didn't anticipate. I thought they were going to. Well, I didn't see them coming out, which I should have. Anyway, so I go ahead and take again to simplify, because I realized if they take back with their rook, I can take back with my knight. You can push, but then my rook is absolutely in time to come down. And then here, my opponent just blundered. And I took their rook. They can't do anything now, so they resigned. And sent a rematch offer, which I didn't do because I have to record this video as well as get some work done. So overall, I think this is really good. I think I would probably struggle again. The dragon is so far not been too terrible to me. I will say I'm still struggling to like figure out exactly what I want to do. For instance, this knight is a little low on squares. I have a dark squared color complex. So, which is why I was like, I would not want to trade off my dark squared bishop for yours. I would be trying to, personally, one, this would irritate me if I got hit with it. And this is just straight up, let's see, where would the dark squared bishop be? Here, maybe? Here, maybe? A very frustrating situation. But, I'd be trying to trade my dark squared bishop for, like, the knight or something. And it is an idea to trade the dark squared bishop off against the dragon. That is for sure an idea. But I think that idea comes with like takes, queen gets here, and then knight comes here. With the knight here, and then you are kind of at that point struggling to figure out how you're gonna proceed. So we definitely had a light square complex, which wasn't great because then my opponent, and here I actually feel pretty decently safe. I guess what you're supposed to do is now the goal would be to put all of my pawns on dark squares so they can't be targeted by the bishop. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like this was pretty well played. I'm going to analyze it later, though. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully a short one, hopefully a good one. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.